Alright guys, I just got back from vacation on a week, so sorry for the lack of the videos. However, there's a decent amount to go over, and the first thing I wanted to touch on is Ape and AMC, Adam Aaron. What is going on? Why are we even holding AMC anymore? Of course, obviously, we're holding for MOAS. Of course, obviously, we're hoping for market change, a fixture of market structure, etc., etc. However, when I said to sell Ape at $8 and some whatever cents, I went against myself and said I was wrong at the time because people were not receiving their Ape. And again, we did see 43 million failures to deliver on Ape, so every shareholder that knew what was going on with AMC and the price suppression was correct, right? However, there was no action taken. So now with Ape being at $1 and somewhat cents, AMC being at $6 somewhat cents, I finally started to think. Do you guys remember when AMC shareholders vote against CEO Adam Aaron's 19 million pay package? Adam Aaron requested a pay package. Shareholders denied this. This was June 17th of 2022. And right after this, Adam Aaron started tweeting, okay, we will eventually pounce on short sellers. This will do that, yada, 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 right? 2 months later. 2 months later. And again, you can't just come up with things on the fly and push them out right away because you have to sign contract, you have to go to the SEC, you have to do this, that, and the third. So 2 months later is very early. And when he came out and said, checkmate, and put out Ape in Ape equity, I think the checkmate would be on the shareholders. And again, I could be wrong. I could take my tinfoil hat off, but hear me out. Shareholders denied dilution on AMC, right? Adam Aaron tweeted specifically and he said, you know, I diluted the company twice. Both times the stock ran, right? He was kind of trying to convince us that, you know, we shouldn't have voted against it. Now, of course, when dilution occurs, this cuts the price a certain amount. You get less voting power. Short sellers can cover off a shorter amount. They get shares they can cover. Of course, the price is going to run up because in that instance, if we aren't selling anyway, shorts have technically a path out or a wider path out in a sense. With that being said, we denied dilution, we denied his pay, and then an Ape equity unit came out. Not only that, but what happened was Adam Aaron came out and specifically said, I don't think that there is any synthetics in my company, but shareholders seem to believe so. Why would he say this? Now, the reason it's questionable is because himself in an earnings call has announced shareholders own 80%, give or take a couple percent of the company. And they have owned 80, 90% since June of 2021. So Adam Aaron, tell me why your stock, your company went from $72 down to $6 with no synthetic shares. It didn't. You're wrong. And we've proved that you're wrong with Ape and the 43 million failure to delivers that came out on day one. And guess what? He has been silent. He's been tweeting about a bunch of bullshit that we don't care about. And now he stopped speaking on short sellers. The last thing that was directly to us was checkmate. So I wanted to get this off my chest and let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm sorry if we spent a little bit too much time on that. AMC did just partner with Netflix, so this is a good thing. They will be showing the Knives Out sequel in a few theaters. In the comment period, the SEC reopened. Remember, there was a proposal that the SEC was talking about. It opened the comment period, and then all of the comments essentially just got closed. What happened here? Nobody knows. But the opening periods are reporting of security loans, prohibition against fraud, manipulation, or deception of connection with security-based swaps, money market fund reforms, share repurchase disclosure, modernization, short position, and short activity reporting by institutional investment managers, cybersecurity risk management, strategy governance, and incident disclosure. All of these will affect AMC. The Fed appears to have violated the Dodd-Frank Act in the second quarter of 2020, giving $455 billion in loans to Citigroup. Citigroup is the same bank that defaulted in 2008, causing a major sell-off and has been involved of many other things. You have seen them on the channel. These are the ones that also stated that Credit Suisse is not in a good position. Credit Suisse, a central bank that stated they are in a good position, which is the same thing Citigroup stated before they defaulted in 2008, and you guys know how the market is flowing right now. America's national debt has now surpassed $31 trillion. Bank of America says margin calls will show up once SPX breaks 3,600, forcing liquidation. This is the 2018 high and the pre-COVID high, and we are at these levels right now. With that being said, Bank of America isn't too far off because we're going to get into that in a second. UK companies are collapsing at fastest pace since the financial crisis. The Bank of England had to save pensions from outright collapse. Britain's grid operator warned today of winter blackouts if energy crisis escalates. The Bank of England has now entered the oh my phase. Louisiana will liquidate its investments with BlackRock totaling $794 million in order to protect the state's treasury funds from ESG. Asset managers, including BlackRock and Schroders plc, are limiting institutional investors' withdrawals from some UK property funds after a wave of requests to move money. And the economic soft landing that stock bulls are hoping for is unlikely, says Goldman Sachs. China is going through a financial crisis today I believe is much more serious than even the global crisis in the US. Crescent Capital's Kevin Smith has said, and risk gauges in Germany's government debt market rose last week to levels higher than recorded in 2008 world financial crash as margin calls forced the liquidation of derivatives positions held by banks, insurers, and pension funds. Now, this is exactly what I was talking about when Bank of America isn't too far off by talking about forced liquidation. Again, if this happens amongst banks, loans will not be going out to institutions or even pulled from institutions. Institutions will then not have collateral. It's going to be a domino effect, falling until forced margin calls, not only forced liquidations on bank, forced margin calls on institutions in certain plays will finally be called and hit the phone. Or do we think? Now, this is another thing I wanted to touch on. Adam Aron just said checkmate to the shareholders, and we've known that he's a sue. I've been saying this. I could be completely wrong. Adam Aron could be on our side, but the fact that he goes quiet at certain points and does certain things just shows to me that Adam Aron is acting as a suit and acting against shareholders. Not necessarily fully acting against, but taking advantage of in a way. So I'm not going to go over these cycles right now, but AMC is at $6.53. The last time AMC was this low, it took short sellers about 4 months to almost bankrupt the company using real shares. Retail wasn't even in the play at this point. So using fake shares and fake price suppression, just imagine how fast they could flash crash this thing to bankruptcy. Company going cash flow negative and a CEO not caring about its shareholders, potentially even being paid off, right? Not only that, but the APE equity unit is at $1.99. Just to cover something extra, PayPal listed a bunch of new set of rules that will be implemented, I believe, November 3rd. One of them being seizing money from people promoting misinformation. And PayPal finally just came out and stated that they will reverse this. This isn't a thing. It's not going to happen. However, the other laws where PayPal can withdraw up to $2,500 per transaction that goes against their user agreement is still going to be implemented November 3rd. So be very, very careful with PayPal. Nothing I said in this video is financial advice. You know, guys, I've been gone for about a week, and if I just left you on a limb, that would be kind of fucked up. So what do I say from here? Why are we even holding AMC? Why are we even holding the play? And the fact is this: short sellers have not covered. They've done every illegal tactic in the book, every loophole in the book, and there's one thing that we can go for, right? And it's margin calls. Now, guess what? If this doesn't happen, if AMC falls, if it goes bankrupt, every single person in the community will still be on social media, and this is going to be a problem, okay? I'm not going to be the one to incite a riot, but I think you guys get where I'm going with this. When shit hits the fan, we're gonna show the suits what street looks like. Do I think it will come to this? No, maybe, depending on what Adam Aron does. All I know is that he's loading up his pension fund, and I don't know who he's messaging behind the scenes. If anybody is some sort of hacker, you know, do this and that, if we could see someone's messages that were behind the scenes and someone's computer and someone's phone and leak them all over social media, and, you know, that would be a beautiful thing. But until then, guys, make sure to drop a comment and share the video with someone who hasn't seen it. Hit that like button, engage the video, because YouTube doesn't push it out to enough people. Also, just make sure to hit that subscribe button. I really want to get to 10K so I can start a podcast. Hit the link down below and pin in the top comments to get up to 10 free stocks for downloading Moomoo and depositing 100. If you want less than 10 free stocks, you can still download Moomoo and deposit any amount. You will still get a few free stocks. Also, guys, make sure to download MEXC Global, linked in the comments using my link as well, as you will get exclusive deals trading crypto, trading futures, etc., etc. I love you all, guys. Lottery Stocks out.